2016. On the one hand, you have some people that will say F 2016. On the other hand, you might have another group of people that say God bless 2016. And it really depends on who you speak to, but I'm doing this video starting off with F 2016, and it's not really from a personal perspective, but more so for a collective, for all of us. You know, I had a conversation with a business partner of mine named Greg Thurman, and I talked about this year I felt, and for those of you who believe in the law of attraction, the laws of the universe, vibration, energy, frequencies, you'll really understand what I mean on my point here. And I felt like just deep inside that the entire planet is going through a shift, is going through a phase. Like if the solar system is traveling along, you know, the sun and the stars and the planets are all moving in space, and we're reaching a barrier, an unseen barrier that we are passing through. And you know, you study historical documents of the Mayans and the Aztecs and ancient cultures, and they talk about, you know, how stars align and all those signs. They all mean stuff, and they all, things that happen out there affects us on a personal and a cellular level, vibrationally. And I just felt that it seemed like we're all passing through a shift, and everybody that I have met, everybody that I know, and just observing what's going on around the world, I can see and tell that a shift is taking place. If you look in your own life right now, especially in 2016, what major event or something has happened in your life that makes you think differently, act differently, going down a new path? But it's a basic shift. Now, it's not good or bad, it just is. It's one of those things, and I always teach that it's not important what happens to you, or it's not, what matters is not what happens to you. What matters is how you respond to things that happen to you. And I think that 2016 is just one of those years that we are all feeling a shift. It's a collective, I call it a collective pain that everybody is going through one way or another. But there's also a collective good, because whenever there's change doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad news or bad results. It just means it's going to be something different. How you respond to it, how you decide to move forward, because that's all we can do, we can't look back. But how you move forward during this change, during this shift, it's going to determine how your future is going to be. I mean, I already know that 2017 is going to be absolutely fantastic. But when I look at 2016 on a collective whole, you know, we start off with the deaths. And there's a lot of deaths this year. You know how celebrity news, they always say things happen in threes. It just seemed like this year, things have happened in the dozens. Not in threes, but 3 dozens. You know, you from Prince, Muhammad Ali, David Bowie, Phife Dawg, you know, the list can go on. Celine Dion's husband. Everybody, not just your personal life, but you look all around the spectrum, there were a lot of big name deaths this year. Just today, we just lost Gwen Ivey. You know, she is one of the highest ranking or most highly decorated African American women in the news industry. Gwen Ivey. She just passed away this morning, 61 years old. Another thing that I have seen is a lot of people that are passing away at a young age, in their 40s and 50s and early 60s, when we're supposed to be the generation that's going to be living the longest. And who knows, you know, the reasons why. We've had technology that's been bombarded on us for the past 20 years, and we don't know what type of effect that's going to have on us long term. But just the deaths alone, we have gone through one of the most contentious election seasons in American history. Far more than when Obama was running for president, when you had the first African American running for president. it wasn't as bad as it was this year when we had Donald versus Hillary. And it seems like it's been going on forever. And no matter who won or lost, half the country would have been upset. Half the country would be ready to riot and have a revolution and protest. Don't think just because Donald Trump won and the Democrats are protesting, the same exact thing would have happened if Hillary won. It would have been the Republicans out there protesting. It's the same thing, it's just a different name. But you can't ignore the collective pain that half the country is feeling, and not just half the country, but you have the entire world sitting on the edge of their seat watching the election results of the United States. Because what happens over here is going to affect all of them. Never before in history have we seen something of this magnitude where the majority of the people in the world are affected by the same event. Now, yeah, you've got World War I, World War II, but in a peacetime era. You know, we've had to deal with ISIS this year. We've had to deal with the record number of terrorist bombings in the Western world. It's just been, this year alone has been one of those years that people wish they can redo or start over. Now, I look at my own personal life. I turned 40 years old this year. Not only that, I cap off the year, and I say cap it off, by hearing that I also lost 70% of my hearing in my left ear. I still have to do an MRI about that. And it's, you know, for me, do I look at this as a good year or a bad year? I just look at this as a trying year. This has been a trying year. I shifted personally big time in my own shift. You know, left a company that I was a part of for 3 years. Very excited with the new home and foundation that we're in, but it was a major shift. It's going against the normal habits of how my life has been for the last couple of years. And I still believe everybody is going through some type of shift or change or another. So for the most people, we say F 2016, but there is hope. The hope is that it's not all about the negative or the bad, because there are also a lot of good in 2016. A lot of good things happened. A lot of positive happened. I still work from home. I don't have a boss. I wake up when I'm finished sleeping. You know, I'm in a great company that is, the future is so freaking bright going into 2017. Got to travel a lot this year. Got to be able to go to Venice and Venetia and Greek and Corfu, Santorini, Vegas, Texas, Florida, New York. I mean, my wife went to London again. You know, we got to travel and see things, see the world. It hasn't been all bad. There's also good in good as well. So if you focus on the good, you know, that can sometimes overweigh the bad. And for some individuals, this has been the greatest year ever. You know, more power to you and congratulations if that is you. But as a collective whole, I see 2016 as being very painful. A lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of change. And with change comes pain and fear for those who don't know how to handle it. Here's the good news if you're in that situation. 2017 is right around the corner. And instead of waiting until December 31st and January to do your New Year's resolutions about how you're going to make 2017 so much better than 2016 was, and you're going to get on your weight loss diet, you're going to go to the gym more, you want to make more money, those kind of things. And that's great to do, but you don't have to wait until then to do so. Today is November 14th. You can do it right now and prepare for 2017. Get your habits started now. We still have a month and a half left in this year. Make the last month and a half of this year the best ever for you. You want to make more money? Make it now. Don't wait till 2017. See, one thing about me is, and you're going to see this, I not only had a major shift in just my career, but I had a major shift in my mindset. on the way I see things, the way I do business, the way I'm going to be moving forward. I never believe in putting all my eggs in one basket. I've gotten involved in a high ticket business as well, where I'm looking at earning $500 to $1,000 per sale. A year ago, I would have never dreamed of even going that route. But it's a new mind shift, a new beginning. And if you're not changing, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not moving forward, if you're consistently staying where you're at because that's what you're used to, that's what you've been doing for the last couple of years, and you have no plan on moving forward and adding on to what you're doing and expanding yourself and challenging yourself, then you're dying. And I kind of felt I was dying a little bit. I kind of felt that I kind of went as high as I possibly could with what I was doing, and nothing else I can do, put forth to that effort, was going to make any difference. So you got to change, you got to adapt, you got to shift. And whether you like it, a shift has been put on us involuntarily. But we have the decision and the choice and the opportunity to direct which direction that shift is going to take us. I have a goal to make an extra 20 grand by the end of the year. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So what are you going to do? If you're looking at 2016 and you're saying, F 2016, get out of here. What are you going to do different? What are you going to do that's lining yourself up for 2017? And when are you going to start? You're going to start that today? Or are you going to wait till next year? So that's it. It's like two sides of the same coin. God bless 2016, F 2016, it's the same coin. Which way are you going to flip it? And let's make sure that 2017 is the biggest on record for yourself. Personally, financially, spiritually, emotionally. And that we survive 2016 in a painful, way. My name is Brandon Ivey. See you at the top. Bye-bye.